and 105.7.
Boston gets that one to go. It's his night.
Join James Strebel and Jason Entz around 8 o'clock for our official postgame coverage. We're the first place that will take your calls and hear live from John Calipari. If it's Kentucky basketball, we talk about it here on ESPN 680, 105.7, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Time now for the Louisville Basketball Pregame Show on ESPN Louisville. Cards basketball is presented by Caesars Southern Indiana. Come, see, conquer. Liquor Bar, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Now delivering Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment. Great Flood Brewing Company. Louisville made and brewer made. Moby Dick. O'Brien Ford. Baptist Health. Don't let joint pain get in your way. Take Baptist Health's knee and hip pain assessment today. UPS Jobs. Apply today at upsjobs.com. Delivered by Papa John's and Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Now, here's Marcus Maben.
Welcome back to the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. I'm your host, Marcus Maben. I will be taking your pregame coverage all the way up to game time. Jack Grossman, of course, producer extraordinaire, joining us, and producer extraordinaire while I'm introducing you. Ask the listeners, do they hear the white noise static in the background?
I am also hearing it.
So is there something we can do on my end, your end?
Switch mics.
Or somebody else?
Yeah, you should switch mics. It's definitely coming out of your mic.
Oh, well, we're going to do a quick switch, people, before we get going. And what do you think about that one?
That is a million times
better. Oh, that's no fun, man. I didn't want to come in and do the boot. You know what? Actually, I think I did use that mic and we got busted last game. So maybe switch isn't bad. Coming off the Florida State game and a week layoff, I guess I get a chance to rewrite history. Jack, how you doing in there?
I'm doing great. A lot of games on. I think Louisville has a good shot to win the game today. I've bet on Louisville.
You took Louisville?
I took Louisville.
Oh, no, y'all. Wait a minute. You've been on a hot streak, though, right?
Yeah. And I took Florida State last game.
Yeah, I was going to say, just lie to me if you haven't been on a hot streak. Give me confidence that this will be a good game. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do today, people. We're going to do a kind of a funner show because I got to start off with a disclaimer. I have to start today's pregame show off with a huge wag of my finger to the University of Louisville fan base. A big tisk point at you. Jack, do you have any idea why I'm going to wag my naughty finger at the U of L fan base?
No, I do not.
Of course you
Please
don't.
explain.
I will. Allow me to elaborate. So, we have a game today. I get on social media and I see and hear and read things like, I hope these guys are up for the game today. I get on social media and people are saying, oh, what time does the game tip off? I get on social media today and Louisville fans are saying, it's going to be an ESPN network or it's going to be an ACC network or it's going to be on ESPN2. Up until the day of the game, like within hours of the game, people are trying to just do their last second, make sure they even know where to find the game. Who do you think y'all are? You got Duke in the Yum Center. I don't care if you were an avid ticket holder. I don't care if you wouldn't have missed this game in the Yum Center for the world. You would have never not known that Duke was playing Louisville at 4 o'clock unless you got really full of yourselves. Guilty as charged. There's been times during this stretch you knew, old schedules, old school Louisville fans, you knew the day of that Duke game from the moment you came into ACC. And here's the thing. I love it. What has Mac made you? What has Coach Mac made you become to where you're arrogant enough to not know when the Duke game is until the day of?
I'd argue it has more to do with Duke not being very good and the fan base realizing that.
That's wrong, Jack.
That's wrong. Okay.
That's absolutely wrong. Listen, that's a great Marcus Maben style. Let me just come up with a possible scenario that might be, even if I don't believe it, I'll throw out a possible scenario. It's Duke. It's Duke. When you play a down LSU in football, when you play a down, Louisville loves the names. If Louisville had UCLA on the schedule and Louisville was 6 and UCLA was 6-5, you'd be pumped about seeing your boys play out in UCLA. Mac has, for the better part, won about 6 quarters against Duke. Maybe 7 out of 8.
I'd say 7 out of 8. Everything but the last 8 minutes of
7 out of 8. Mac brought us a press conference that will go down in history as one of the lower moments of Coach K's back nine. Is that fair to say? When they start doing legacy things with Coach Mike Krzyzewski, and when they start doing the description, when the Duke fans are mad, they're going to bring up that video of him complaining about Louisville being too, and the game shouldn't be played that way. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you think the tough body up style should, and then you say, I hope nobody else in the ACC plays that way. Ooh, Coach K. The Louisville fans heard that and they didn't like it, especially after a loss. Then you start remembering the times he complained and the backing up of Grayson Allen, and you didn't throw him under the bus. But listen, you had some squads, so you could get away with it. But those things come up. Those things completely come up at a time like this. So that is my little bit of a wag of the finger just to open the show. You do remember this is Duke. They have a lottery pick coming into the Yum Center. They got a guy that we recruited as hard as possible and lost him at the finish line and was forced to tip our cap to Duke for getting DJ Stewart over University of Louisville. I mean, that was a good take. That was a good get. Coach Mack had him, but he had him in his sights. He had him in his grips. You lost him at the finish line. You had to own that one, which adds just a little more energy to this game, in my opinion. Because here's the thing. We're going to have to talk about some sources of energy, positive and negative, headed into this game. Being that Duke is not having one of a typical Duke year, being that the University of Louisville is kind of at a weak crossroads a little bit, a gauntlet thrown down, so to speak, out of Coach Mack. We're at a lot of these crossroads. You're starting the crossroad where Minlin may be getting his final shot. And I do mean final shot, not in the way of he won't get another shot at playing, but this may be one of those, I need you to be the guy that grad transferred here more than ever in this game, where the season could go up and down. Like a season could get on a positive run out of this. It could get a negative run. I need my grown man Malik in practice being a leader. Even though he's not practicing yet, he's out of his boot. When Sam hasn't been playing as up to par as most would like. I mean, there's a lot of personalities to this team. They talked about it during the week. This is the time where you have to have an identity coming out of this game. This is the fun games. These are the what are you going to be? Are we going to be trucking along, waiting for a good game? Like, where's the consistency? We are game, 11, 12?
Yes.
Why
am I blanking on this?
You can check it out. Correct me if I'm wrong. 267-9680 is the number to jump on here. Yes.
Yes, and then 437-9680 is the time.
And then 437-9680. I don't know how I messed it up. It is
game 13.
Game 13. So this is definitely a place where identity should be shown, especially in a game like this. This is a big game. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. Start us off right.
What's up, Marcus, man?
Feeling good.
Louisville had 4 days of hard practice to get ready for this game. I'm ready to see that 100 team I saw beginning of the season. This team right here is playing with the big head. They're not physically ready for these games. I just want to see that Louisville team that came out beginning of the season, hungry and ready with nothing to lose and playing hard each and every game. Now, are we going to see that today, Marcus?
Lawrence, listen, I appreciate that call, and that's kind of why I set it up with the energy. Steve Rummage asked me a question when we were doing our at-home, bootleg version of the pregame show. He called me and asked me a question, and he went into serious tone. He said, "Marcus, don't be game day Marcus, because game day Marcus makes Steve Rummage sick. Angry in-game Steve starts cheering for the other team. I want to rip his throat."
It's really quite funny.
It's not. No, it's not. Don't encourage him. When Steven Rummage starts cheering for the other team because he wants the team to lose by as many as possible, he looks like an insane man, and I want to kill him. Conversely, before the games, when I get that 12:30 call from Steve Rummage, he says, "What do you think?" I said, "We're gonna get wasted. We don't have to." I'm that guy. And then he says, after about 20 minutes, 30 minutes of that, then he says, "Listen, man, let's not be a character right now. We really need to talk about this game. We need to talk about the motivations of the game." So, he kind of set up the question. Okay, well, basically, you're seeing Midland in practice. You're seeing Seth Greenberg may have had a slip of the tongue.
Oh, he absolutely had a slip of the tongue.
You think that's the case? Like that wasn't supposed to get out there? And
we haven't heard from anyone else. Mac did a 10, 11 minute presser yesterday. Didn't say anything, but Sam Williamson's projected as a starter on the game notes right now. Yet Seth Greenberg, while picking the Louisville Duke game on game day at 11:55 this morning, goes, Sam Williamson won't start, but expect him to have a big impact off the bench, trying to get him going and attacking the rim.
How do you think he got hold of that information?
I mean, he was on the V show earlier this week. Maybe Bob's new and slipped
Do you think a Coach Mac in a pregame or okay? So you would say maybe a Bob Dino Gaudio leak?
I would say I see three possibilities.
Be a detective.
One, it could have been Bob. Two, it could have been Dino Gaudio, since he used to work for ESPN and worked a lot with Seth Greenberg. And three, Jay Billis is on the game, and I'm assuming they met with Mac and the coaching staff and all that yesterday. Maybe he heard from Billis and he accidentally slipped it out.
Does Mac get angry about that?
Only if they win, no. Maybe if they lose.
Listen, you're done to me if we lose. Because I feel like I had a competitive advantage by you not knowing that Sam Williamson was starting, and you put my game plan out on blast.
I think all of it also depends on you. It's only 4 hours before tip. So how much do you think it could change if you find out?
Nothing. But psychologically, it's once you see that, like once you find out at the last minute, it's kind of like, oh, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you feel like you gotta. There's 25 things this coach has put on your brain, before the game. And even one new thing about, here's how we're going to guard Quinn. Sam's not starting. So, when we're preparing for Quinn to come in, 10 minutes into the game, we're going to change up. That's just one more thing that gets talked to the players and gets them a little distracted. Shooter. So these coaches, of course, Coach Mac, I don't care. Like they're going to all say, oh, it didn't matter. But no. Every little competitive advantage matters in the psyche of, the coaches. And if he didn't feel that way for real, like on the inside, it would be the first time I ever heard of something like that. But fact still remains. Seth Greenberg would not say that unless somebody has made him feel like Sam Williamson would not be starting. Now I'm going to say this right now. If Josh Nickelberry starts today,
instead of Slzinski?
Yes. I am going to be convinced that he listened to Middays with Marcus Maven. Listen, people, you go back and look at last game. You look at the defensive energy when Josh Nickelberry comes in the game. Again, we're mad at Josh because he's missing shots. He's taking good shots. If he hits one, he usually takes an extra. heat check shot, which I'm okay with that one. Coach Mack talked about it during the press conference. He talked about taking shots within context. So when a Patty Ice asks him about a 3-point shooting, or somebody asks him, he can say, okay, no, there's a difference between good shot, bad shot, and shot out of context. If you get 3 wide open 3-pointers and you're a good shooter, context says, no, just even if you're a great shooter, don't shoot this one. Get it to the basket. So he's more concerned with the context of the shot in the game. The hero shot, the heat check shot, the 2 guys missed, 2 other guys missed a 3-pointer, but I'm wide open and I feel like I can hit the shot. Those are all the context shots that Coach Mack says, okay, that can contribute to some of our bad 3-point shooting. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit and start telling guys not to shoot that in the rhythm of the game. Just think it through. So if Josh Nickelberry starts, first of all, I'm going to feel like he listened. Second of all, I'm going to feel like this is where Josh, actually, I wanted to do that on the show today. I wanted to open up the phone lines. Your predictions and your sounds can get put on record. I like putting a little bit of pressure on the callers too. Listen, if you have an X factor, if you have a guy and you want to get on audio record saying this is what I think is going to happen, by all means, 267-9680, put your voice on record. We might use your voice and give you props for your predictions, but I also want to open up the phone lines to have the ability to say, yeah, again, who's your X factor? What do you need to see? And confidence level in individual players. I am going to ask you, Jack, in a couple of minutes. I'm going to ask you individual players. What is your confidence level in an individual player? You can answer it from your perspective. You can answer it from a fan perspective. Like, for example, if I say Aiden Agahan, right? Your confidence level would be next to nothing, right?
-8.
The fan confidence level in Aiden Agahan would probably be, 8. The things he can bring to the table are the things that Jalen Withers doesn't do at your angriest, So we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a couple confidence level conversations. YouTube audio is great. Okay, great. So yeah, with that being said, if Josh Nickelberry starts, I really, really think it's gonna be a good game for him. Listen, Duke starts 3 guards and a 7-footer. And a lottery. If Jalen Johnson's still coming off the bench, either way, they play 3 guards and 2 big guys. That is their lineup. Maybe if Coach Mack starts Josh Nickelberry, it's a Duke-centric lineup where he thinks we can have a good enough advantage, and Josh Nickelberry is playing good enough to where if there's not a big mismatch in size, like a Florida State or something like that, that could be the case. Option number 2, you go big. You go a big attitude, DeAndre Davis, Q, Jalen Withers, then you get ready to come in. Coach has been really high on Charles Minlin. His Coach Mack's energy on Charles Minlin this week makes me think he's going to be in the first rotation of guys to come off the bench, because if he's not in there within 8 minutes of the game, Coach Mack is going to be too fearful to put him in the game. If we're up 15, 8 minutes into the game, you're scared to put Charles Minlin in to mess up the rhythm.
Right, especially that early in the game,
Yes.
You're thinking, okay, there's a lot of time to where if it doesn't work out, you can kind of do what you did against Wake Forest and take him out and you just keep humming along.
Maybe, but if it's Coach is, as a fan, you're up 15. That's a big lead to a fan, right?
Right.
That's a big lead. So that's why every time somebody says they gave up a 15, 16 point to a coach, that's not okay, a coach is always doing math. 3 3-pointers. That can happen instantly. 3 good looks. Bam, bam, bam. 15 goes to 8 in 2 seconds. That's basketball math. The fan is not thinking about a 2-minute drought and give it up 2 or 3 3-pointers. A coach knows we can miss a couple shots. They can hit a couple shots. 15 is now a 7 with a fluky 4-point play. We're in a dogfight again. So the fan says, oh man, we were up 15. We should have put Aiden in. And the coach says, if Aiden gives up 2 3-pointers
or 2 dunks,
it's down. Yeah, it's down. It's back down to 9. You know what I'm saying? It's back single digits. It's dunks for energy. He's thinking of worst case scenarios if I'm trying to steal minutes. Now, if Charles or Aiden or somebody has literally earned the minutes and the team is looking at coach like, listen, coach, this guy's been, he's been doing this thing. Like that's a fine line between coach, the authoritarian, and okay, even his teammates know he earned this. I think Josh Nickelberry earned his way onto the court with his charges. Coach, you preach charges, you preach help side defense. He's doing it a lot more than Sam, right? Sam gets 26 minutes. He has 5 rebounds, you know what I'm saying? Maybe no charges, maybe 12 points. Josh in 6 minutes gets 2, 3 rebounds, 2 charges, and a 3-pointer. He's earned that Sam time, or something like that. So which lineup would you like to see more?
I'd like to see more of Slozinski and Nickelberry. Yeah, I mean, like
which one? No, I pull one of them. There's a lineup that has Josh. There's a lineup that has Q. Everything else same. Jalen Withers, DeAndre Davis, Carly David.
Why not both and a little bit less of DeAndre Davis? I really like what DeAndre Davis gives.
Because
but I mean, like I'd like to see that lineup a little bit more to where you have 2 guys that you feel like are better shooters on the floor. You play Slozinski at the 4. Yes, you're going small, but Duke's not necessarily a team that's going to be hugely big.
I don't think. So if you had to choose between Nickelberry
if I'm
or
choosing
Q,
between the 2 of them, I'd probably choose Nickelberry. I mean, I think both.
No. Yeah. I'm just curious. Like,
I'm just fascinated by Nickelberry. I feel like we haven't really seen him for long stretches. I know he's been cold lately, but the shot just looks so good every time it comes out of his hands. It just looks like a great jumper. You feel like the more he gets settled in, the more he gets comfortable, that shot's going to come back. Whereas Slozinski, we've seen a full year of him now almost, and he's just not knocking down shots as high of a clip that people thought he was going to be able to.
I think Q raised the bar. Go ahead.
I think Q's been a lot better in a lot of other areas defensively as well. I think Nickelberry's growing there also, but I think I'm just enamored by Josh Nickelberry for whatever reason. I like him. I like watching him play. And yes, I think Slozinski should be getting a lot of those minutes also. But I feel like Slozinski will be the guy that I think ends up starting instead of Nickelberry.
Yes.
But I'd like to see a little bit more Nickelberry than what we've seen so far, especially if he can start ending that cold streak and start knocking down some shots from the outside.
Texter Brian says, do you think opening with a full court pressing gets this team ready from the start?
We're back on that one again. It's never going to end. I mean, how many times are we going to have to do this?
Listen,
and I personally find it hilarious.
I've said this, Brian. I have to give you the Cliff Notes version. David and Carleek play the entire game.
Right.
You don't want 2 guys playing 35 minutes up pressing a 3-guard lineup, first of all, in today's game. But second of all, these guys can't be pressing, and the next thing, when you're pressing, like I played with a Reese Gaines, right? 6'4", 6'5 and a half, 6'6", pressing guys, long arms. We can make guys turn, right? When they throw it over our head, there's a Nate Johnson who is a all-state wide receiver behind us, athletic guys that are some of the top athletes.
That are recruited to play that style of defense.
Your defensive backs, for lack of a better word, your forwards have to be quick trigger guys. Boom, you know what I'm saying? The ball's in the air. They have to smell blood kind of guys. Quinn doesn't smell blood back there. Jalen Withers does not smell blood back there. JJ Traynor is not smelling blood back there on a full court press. They're not natural enough to press up and know how to kind of recover and that spatial speed and makeup speed. Like they don't have that. So now David and Carleek get somebody to throw a lob across the court. It gets there, and now it's a dunk. It's an alley-oop. So Brian, for that one, I understand you're trying to Here's the thing. The reason I thought Josh Nickelberry would start, because if coach values that defensive stopping the penetration like he does, Josh Nickelberry is your guy. He draws the most charges. He never misses assignments out on the top. He works. He fights to get through screens. He never like cops out on the screen and just kind of like gives up. He never does that. If you're worried about the inside game, that's when you go with Quinn. If you think, Johnson, and you think you're going to have to use a lot of fouls, because here's the thing. If I'm Coach Mack, I know Coach K is talking to everyone that will listen about the physicality of the University of Louisville. He's planting the seeds in the refs. They do a lot of holding. They do a lot of grabbing. He's planting the seeds. If I'm Coach Mack, I'm not saying it to the team, but I'm preparing the team for he's going to be complaining about every touch the entire time. Be prepared to have to go to Gabe. Be prepared to have to go to Aiden if he's available. Charles, maybe a undersized big. Like, you're going to have to get, if you give up second shots today and those second shots turn into fouls, it is going to be the most boring game you ever played in your life, because Duke is going to be shooting free throws all day long. So that's why I say Josh Nickelberry controlling the penetration of Duke guards is why I think he would start. Quinn starts. That means I think he fears the inside game a little bit more. Maybe Sam's not playing as tough, on the inside. But
do you like the decision not to start Sam though, assuming that's what ends up happening?
100%. 100%.
Why?
Not because of Sam, because of okay, this happened last game. We give up a big time three. The Florida State pushes it up, throws it to the corner, right? Jalen Withers gets back. He's in the paint. He's waiting for his big man to come in. Sam is running next to the big man, but Sam's man is really coming up the court, kind of dragging late, right? The ball's in the corner. Jalen is guarding the center, who is just now getting to the paint. Skip pass goes to the top of the key, right when we cut it like down to 6 or something, or 7. Wide open three-pointer, bang. And that was Sam's man. Everybody knew it was Sam's man. David, when we got to call timeout, David's over, you're jogging over to the sideline. David's like, you can't leave him out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to identify your man early in the thing. You got to talk. That's what we always talk about, talk. He didn't talk. So Sam's like, that wasn't my man. I had called out the big. No, Sam, why are you calling out the 7-footer? Like, Jalen's in the paint, waiting for the 7-footer to get there, right? Which means he did his job racing to get back to the paint. So he's talking back, like saying what was going on with him. And then Malik Williams comes right into the conversation. And it's kind of like, no, Sam, we all saw that was you. You know what I'm saying? We saw that was yours. So he kind of, a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? And then he let it go, right? He was wrong right there. And let me say this. Let me put this out there before anybody even kind of halfway rolls their eyes about that exchange. That was a mature exchange, because if I'm a McDonald's All-American and a guy who hasn't played all year and been out, in summer workouts like Malik, like, I don't care. Dude, sit over there and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been out here playing, hard for weeks. We out here trying to figure it out. Shut your mouth. Even though I know you're a team captain and all that good stuff, just the adrenaline in you in the middle of a game, everybody's yelling. You're like, you don't want to hear a guy who's hobbling over there in a boot telling you what to do. Just a little arrogance and ego in you is like, dude, just like, I don't want to hear what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and David are going to talk about this, or me and, Jalen going to talk about this. So Sam, they finished having the conversation. They got over it. In these heated environments, those turn into fights on a lot of teams. Those turn into pouting. It turns into, how many times have you seen a guy, the manager puts the towel on his shoulder and they snatch it and throw it off, and everybody sees that stuff. So for there to be none of that exchange after a full argument, after a big shot given up by Sam, who, trust me, he wants to have a great breakout game more than you. So when you say he looks like he doesn't want it, or when you say those things, like, be careful. Sam wants it. You know what I'm saying? Sam doesn't know when or what intensity level he needs to play with consistently. Again, some people have triggers. You got to get fouled real hard. You got to, some people, have to somebody got to dunk on him or something to get him going. Anything that can be a quick trigger to get Sam going. But up until this point, we haven't found the trigger for intensity for Sam Williamson. Maybe it is coming off the bench. Maybe because listen, this will be his first game he doesn't start.
This season, yes.
Yeah, this would be the first game he doesn't start. Sam Williamson had a pretty good game last year against Duke. For this to be the first game you don't start coming off, he knows he had a good game against Duke. He knows Duke games are games that get you in the league. So he may be a built up, ball of frustration. Listen, the clock starts and it hits the 6-minute mark and you're still not in the game and you're a McDonald's All-American and if you go hit 32 on Duke, you're gone. Like even though Duke, again, joke if you want, Duke is still Duke. Coach K still has a game plan. They respect it's the same reason in football. You have to win 5 years in a row to get the respect in football.
Don't get me started.
I know. Yeah, because again, Notre Dame. We the Notre Dame Alabama look. It's like we hold the old Notre Dame game against everybody. The Mentai Te'o Notre Dame game. 10 years later, we're like, Notre Dame can't compete with Alabama. Like it didn't matter. We saw that before, right? 10 years ago. That's what Duke carries. You blast Duke. Right? Two big name teams, you go waste Duke. Your fan base, other than the hating part of the fan base, is going to say, it's a good win against Duke.
Do you know what Duke is in the net rankings right now, Marcus?
I do not.
Would you like to take a guess?
74.
90th. 5 spots ahead of Kentucky, who is 4-8.
Let me ask you this. If Duke beat a Florida State, which a good shooting night, Duke is capable of beating Florida State. With a Hall of Fame coach, Duke is capable. They may be 77th in the net rankings, and they'll be 24 in the polls.
I agree with that.
They will jump. That's what I'm saying.
But however, though, when I'm looking at just in terms of the NCAA tournament and trying to help your seeding, which is really what this is all about, right? Trying to put yourself in the best position as possible.
No, because
if Louisville loses to Duke, that is a quadrant 3 loss right now.
And
I get it. That can change. There's still time for Duke to get itself off the mat. If Louisville beats Duke today, ESPN said this morning, their basketball power index would give Duke a 17% chance to make the NCAA tournament. If
Louisville won that thing?
If Louisville wins today.
But here's the thing. Again, you're talking about perception right now of good wins and bad wins. Like, you're not doing tournament mathematics just yet for seriousness. You're doing it kind of for baseball card talk. Yeah, this guy's hitting 364, and what I'm saying, this is regular season talk. But when you start getting to the meat of your schedule, now that Duke win or loss comes back. Now we can talk about the quadrants.
I mean, it's late January though. We're getting to that point to where like this Duke win's never going to be a quad 1 win for Louisville.
Jack, I opened the show by saying that at this point in the season, you can really start judging on good wins and bad wins of your team. You know what I'm saying? Like now you start to say, okay, are they mature enough to be a good team, or are we just footsying around until we get, and see where we're going to get in the tournament and just go see if we're going to make a run. We're right on the cusp of deciding, okay, is this a team that I'm a cheer for or hold accountable? You lose, you might start saying, okay, accountability time. Who's messing up? Whose fault is it? Coach, what are you doing wrong? Who should be playing? Accountability time. They win. You're like, okay, I've lost Florida State. Lost this one stinker in Miami, and I lost the COVID Wisconsin game. But now I can cheer like, okay, you should be winning the 50-50s, and you should be winning those. I should expect to go to Duke later on and get them out. The Clemson game, like you lose this game though, we're gonna be looking for problems every game. Like I said, this game is where we're at. I'll tell you what, we ran way too far. I got so nerdy, so deep down the black abyss of What I need my players to do, I need them to show up. Quick commercial break from the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on ESPN 680, 105.7, and 939 The Ville.
Keep playing. Keep working. Keep going. And keep moving with the unmatched orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With a best-in-class team and procedures you won't find anywhere else in the region. It's no wonder most people choose Baptist to help them keep on keeping on. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to find a Baptist Health provider.
Want to hear how I
Sounds good.
list this year? I helped Santa save gazillions by having him download Capital One
All right.
computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. So why didn't I get off the naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
You've heard Tom Shane on the radio, but have you actually visited Shane Company? If you're looking for a unique engagement ring that reflects your personal style, come see us. Not only do we have all the classics, but our in-house design team is constantly introducing beautiful new styles. For your center stone, you'll find all the traditional diamond shapes, as well as the trending shapes like oval, cushion, and princess cut. Another way to make the ring uniquely yours is to choose a colorful natural center stone. We're known for our vivid rubies and sapphires. Our sapphires come in over a dozen colors, like peach, lavender, and ice blue. Visit our store or go online where you can create and virtually try on any ring. With the largest selection of ring settings and loose stones, unlimited combinations and looks, at Shane Company, you can get your ring your way. We'll protect it for life, for free, and keep it sparkling like the day you said yes.
Man, that'd be something. I'd come out of nowhere. Dude plays 1 minute the entire season, then starts.
Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
Oh, ship! I need to get this package
Good to come back in a minute.
soon.
Don't worry. There's a brand new on-demand delivery service by Z-Trip. It's Z Shipping.
Are you shipping me?
No, we're shipping your packages.
For the quickest, affordable, on-demand courier service, visit zshipping.com. zshipping.com. Let Z-Ship help you with your delivery needs. That's zshipping.com.
Tomorrow, it's the championship round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Tom Brady duels Aaron Rodgers as the Bucs take on the Packers in the NFC title game. Then it's the top two seeds in the AFC when the Kansas City Chiefs host the Buffalo Bills. Hear the playoff picture unfold right here.
Coverage begins tomorrow at 2 o'clock on all ESPN Louisville stations.
Get that sound back in there. ESPN Louisville confidence scale for those who were muted for a second. rapid fire. Sam Williamson. Jack Grossman, what do you say?
Go out of 5. I don't really have a feel to see how I don't know how he's gonna react.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, I
So
I just don't know.
5 because of his skill set, but the -5 is because of the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
Fan or coach?
Yes.
Everybody's at a 5.
I guess fan would be like 7 or 8 because I'd say he'd say, oh, he bounces back well, he reacts, he kind of does what BJ Boston did for Kentucky a couple days ago, and he plays well.
I'll do that. I think I will be a little more around 7-ish, only because of the external factors on Sam Williamson. Not starting pissed me off, especially when I knew that the other team had guards in their lineup, a 3-guard lineup of 6'2", 6'1", and 6'2", and coach is mad at me, and the other guard gets to go out there and chew up a 6'2" guard. I'm like dying, like, let me on the court. So Sam is probably going to be chewing his fingernails off, waiting to get in the game. So that's what's going to give me a bump. I would normally agree with you on the 5. If he had been starting, I would say 5. I might say 4 if he had been starting. But because he is not starting, I'm going to go 7. Because he had a good game against Duke, because he knows the stakes, I think there's going to be some natural urgency. Listen, I know you don't agree, but between these players, that Duke uniform is why you come to college. It still revs you up. It's why you want the ACC schedule, all that good stuff. I'm going to go with a Sam. Okay, I'll go a solid 7 on Sam. Okay, where do you want to go? Josh Nickelberry.
I'll go with 7. I think he's going to figure his shot out. He's going to give you the energy on the defensive side of the ball, and he's going to take advantage of possibly having increased minutes.
I want to say 8.5 to 9 on confidence level of Josh Nickelberry, but because during the week I went all in on my stock, I think the sports gods are going to make me pay for being so arrogant about some of my opinions that he is going to stink it up the first 2 minutes. He is going to get snatched out of the game, and coach is going to look at him like, son, you will never start a basketball game again. And
it's Slozinski starting.
It is Slozinski. Okay, yeah. Pressure's off. Now I'm going to go 8.5, 9, Josh Nickelberry. Whew. The sports guys may have let us off the hook with that one. I'm okay with Q. Again, I sold my stock with Q. So we'll just go Q. My Josh Nickelberry is still very high. I think he's going to be the first guy off the bench. I'm going to love the energy he brings. He's 8. Yeah, he's a good 8.5. I'm thinking he's going to do the job we need him to do. That's kind of what this is based on. Are you going to be the player we need you to be? Q/, I'm at a 4. Like I'm 4. Okay, Q, these guys like 3 guards in rotation. I don't like it. He banging out early in the game. I don't like it. But if I had to throw in a little nugget, right? This is just a Marcus Maben basketball eyeball thing. Q got a little shiner the other week. Q has been walking around with a little, stitched up eye, right? Haley Van Lith is another one that's running around with a nice little chop on her cheek, right? That irritates you all week long. You look in the mirror, I can't believe I let this jackass hit me in my eye like this and cut up my face. You know what I'm saying? Q could have a little attitude.
He already has an attitude to start with.
Yeah, right. But when he doesn't bring the full attitude, it's kind of like extremes with Quinn. Like, if you're not Kentucky, die for this, if you just out here playing basketball, he's not effective. But when he just every possession is like his last possession, I'd have him in the game 30 minutes. So, so I was down on him this week, but we'll see. Let's say again, if he's starting and coach did put him out on the press conference, and whew, that might move Sam up the list a little bit. I might give Sam 7.5 just because I'm not so confident in Q. But we'll see. Okay, Jalen Withers.
I'd say, he's been playing a lot better lately, but he has a tough matchup if Jalen Johnson, who's coming off his best game as a Blue Devil, continues that. I'd say at about a 4 I think that could be an issue day. I think that's going to be the thing that could give Duke a chance to win the game, is if Jalen Johnson is able to back up his performance, he had earlier this week and be able to keep playing that well against Jalen Withers. So I'd put it at about a 4.5.
How would you rate Jalen Withers against Western Kentucky?
That was one of his better games. He didn't score a bunch, but he rebounded the ball really well. He played good defense on Bassey. He was helped from the fact that Bassey seemed to kind of
let him off the hook a little bit.
Yeah. Bassey was very content shooting jumpers and 3-pointers that he didn't try to bully him inside. But I thought Withers played one of his better games of the year against WKU.
The reason I asked that question, that's the first thing that pops in my head. I'm going through the history of Jalen Withers, right?
He played really good against Saar also.
When you think he's not ready, when the public goes one way, go the other with Jalen Withers. When you come out there, it's almost like he may be one of those guys who reads the Twitter. He may be one of those guys who doesn't sleep well, who just loves to lay on his back and just work his thumb through the Twitter, through the Instagram, through the snaps, and he types his name in and he sees what everybody's saying to him. So the games that he's supposed to dominate, where you're like, okay, Jalen had a great game last game, and now this is when he really breaks out. Those are the stinkers, because he forgets like what his job is. Now he's ready to listen. When as many people see the upside in you, you're ready. You're in a rush to be that guy. You're not that guy yet. You have to fundamentally earn your keep on the defensive end, on the rebounding end. Then that guy comes out later on, because you're fundamental on defense. You get the rebound, you secure it. Now you're pumped. You should, like, if you go back and watch how Balsa made a defensive stop and got a good defensive play, and all of a sudden he's dribbling in the open court, throwing up garbage layups and then going and dunking himself. Like, that was a horrible decision, Euro step car league and throw it up. And if he didn't get that rebound, but once he had some good plays, once he got away with kind of cheap shot in Jalen, he kind of started getting a little, bold.
Confident.
Yeah, bold against him. And he started doing things he would not normally do. That's kind of how Jalen Withers is. If he's locked in on if he just like boxes somebody clean out, and that Yum Center crowd sees it, because we got a smart fan base, a smart crowd. When they see him really box somebody out one good time, and the crowd just like gives him that Bronx cheer, like, yeah, that's what we wanted, or he does something in an angry manner, right? The crowd is going to sound different for Jalen Withers. Now, when he gets that, this is what we wanted cheer, what I'm saying? Then he might open up, but it's going to start with him all week. Man, Jalen Withers, he's kind of getting punked, what I'm saying? Oh, Jalen Johnson's going to have his way with him, what I'm saying? Like, man, he had double, and they would have won if Jalen Withers or Jalen Johnson hadn't fouled out. Like, that's the word, So everybody's looking at, okay, you ever see in the warm-ups when there's always one guy who everybody goes up and pounds on his chest and says something like, we need you to be tough today, man. Like, he's going to get 10 of those before the game. That's going to be a problem. You got a 7-footer, you got a guy coming off the bench who's a stud. This is going to be you. This is going to be your assignment, your responsibility. We've been reading the Twitter. We've been reading the Instagram. Everybody thinks like you're the only guy who can athletically, slow this guy down or keep him out of the paint. So his mind is like desperate to not get torched out here, not to make sure because if it's nothing worse when everybody thinks you're going to get torched and then you get torched. Because then it's like, yeah, because that means every time we play them for the rest of your life, we're going to assume he owns you. In the pros, he's going to say, yeah, y'all remember I torched Jalen down at the Yum Center?
The De'Aaron Fox Lonzo Ball thing.
Yes. Just the torch, that torching doesn't go away. So if that happens, it's not good, So Jalen Withers, I think the world's going one way. I think this is the game. And the film work on Jalen, who ended up with decent numbers, but the film says you didn't have a good game. The film says you backed down when you got, when they got physical with you. You came out of your shoe again. Oh my God. Somebody didn't tie that.
How many times has he done that now?
Three. And I'm going to go crazy. about that one. I would literally not start him if he came out of his shoe again. I would start Quinn and Gabe. Like I would literally, son, if your shoe comes off again, there's no way you can play high intensity basketball if your shoes are that loose. Like I would literally go crazy. Let me get another one. David Johnson, confidence meter.
8. I mean, I think he has a good matchup. He obviously played well against Duke last season. Not that it matters, two totally different teams, but he knows he can play well against Duke. And I like Louisville's matchup in the backcourt with him and Carlik.
I'm a 7. I'm a 6.5 to 7 on David. Not to any fault of his own. David Johnson is good against guys his size because along with that Coach K complaining about physicality, he is telling his guys right now, every time David Johnson lowers his shoulder a little bit, he's a big, strong kid. Every time he gets to that right side, he always gives a little chicken wing, right? They're going to flop on David Johnson's left shoulder chicken wing, right? Like crazy. I'm worried. TV Teddy's going to run in there and do a big show-off charge at least 2 times early.
Does TV Teddy, is he reffing the game today?
Jack, TV Teddy is reffing the game to get Duke back on, to get them off a 2-game snide.
Also, I do think he's going to draw Jordan Goldwire on him most of the game, who's one of the better defenders in the ACC. He is his size, though, so that is kind of a similar size.
No.
How tall is Goldwire?
Goldwire's 6'2".
6'2". All right, never mind. I take that back. I thought he was taller. I thought he was like 6'4".
Let me check because I could.
But I mean, like I do think the one thing that worries me for David is Duke does show that 2-2-1 press. They do press some. He's gonna have to do a good job of taking care of the ball.
I think that's the reason you put Quinn in the middle too. Quinn makes a good quick decision at the free throw line, so I think he can be a good a press breaker. And Quinn, throw that alley oop again to Jalen Withers. I know the world doesn't want you to do it. Throw it again. Make him dunk that basketball. You and I talked about that.
Yes, we did.
I'm like, you better throw that ball again. This is Louisville. Like, you don't come here to not catch alley-oops. Throw that ball up and let Jalen Withers punch it. And if he misses it, we're going to laugh at him, not you. We're going to get on him because we know he has the legs to do it. So, Goldwire is 6'2", 184 senior, 7 points a game, 2.8 rebounds a game out of Norcross, Georgia. Jeremy Roach, 6'1", 175.
Right.
DJ Stewart, 6'2", 163.
I think Carlik has a good matchup against those guys.
You think?
Yeah.
and Carlik knows how to not foul. He knows how to not get that charge. I think Dave is still. Listen, if I had David's strength, I would be bullying too with my off arm. So I worry about David getting early fouls, early charge calls on him because Coach K is going to make this all about the contact. From the start of the game, he's told his assistant coaches, get ready for it because they're gonna be physical and you flop every single time. That's my nightmare. That's what it is. I'm glad we're not wearing black uniforms, are we?
No, there might. I think.
Okay, because yesterday I saw him in the pictures had the red jersey, so I thought maybe they brought out some kind of red ensemble for the game, but I can handle white. I can handle the white uniforms. Is there any other effective guys that we need to do a stock up, stock down on David Johnson?
We didn't do Carlik or Dre Davis.
Carlik or Dre Davis? Carlik.
Yeah, Carlik 10.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game. Dre Davis. Okay, last one. Dre Davis.
I think that's a tough match for Dre Davis. I'm going like a 2 or 3 because Matt Hurt is the best player on Duke. He's the one guy that I look at on that roster. Game in, game out has been legit. And I think Dre Davis could be in for a long day against him.
I'll go opposite because Dre needed a week to recharge his battery. Dre Davis is a freshman. At game 12 is a freshman wall. You know what I'm saying? You're not used to practice, game. Practice, game. Like 3 games in 6 days. He just went through that. So he got a week to recharge his brain, call back home to Indiana. Hey man, don't forget who you are. Like you can do this. It's a game, blue uniforms. He got something to prove. I think DeAndre has a pretty good game. So yeah, I just worry about David's game a little bit. I worry about Quinn. Kind of that matchup. That third man. But David, you need a big game out of David because he's one. It's one of the dudes. So I'm worried about him. But not because of something he's going to do. He's kind of get trapped in a good game. All in all, I do think Louisville ekes it out. That is my prediction. I won't do a score 77-76. Yeah, I will. I'll go with that one. You got a prediction before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think Louisville wins. I think they actually win fairly easily. I think they win. Let's go 72-64.
That is going to do it for the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville. I tell you what, we'll do a little short version of the game watch. I won't be here the whole time, but first 10 minutes of the game, at the very least, we'll see if they came ready to play. Can you switch that? Yeah. Or is it on the right one? So y'all can get y'all predictions in. Florida State. Hey, Vaughn. I bought a lot of stock in Florida State. I knew that game over Louisville was gonna get them rolling. I knew it. So during yep. So yeah, blowing Clemson out.
Clemson's fake also.
Wish we could play them more. They were stinking it up.
Not wrong. It's too bad Louisville didn't have Virginia rolling.
Right. When they stunk it up too. I can see Dre have a good day. Got it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jocelyn. I screwed that up. You knew I was going to screw that up. I didn't want to get that copyright hit. I didn't get it just yet. So.
Can I just say I did like a double take at like 3:55 because at like 3:45 I turned back and checked the score and Baylor was down 1. Then I turned around 10 minutes later, they're up 18. They're fucking good. They are legit. All right, I'll get the podcast up real quick.
Appreciate that.
My pleasure.
So are you working the board for them tonight too?
No, Nick's coming in for the post-game show because Bellarmine starts in 45 minutes, so I got to do that.
Who's doing the UK post game?
Oh, UK, I'll have UK.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking about.
Yes, I thought you meant UL. Yeah, Nick's doing UL post, and then I'm doing Bellarmine, and then UK post. Yeah, the Bellarmine has to
can you give me just like the smallest number of volume? Just enough to. Okay. Does Charles Midland play any of this game? Robbie, I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure he does. I am pretty sure he does. Coach seems pretty happy with him. He had 24, 15, and 7. Jeez, it's going to be a problem. Come on, y'all. Get the yum. Let's get it done. Okay, Jalen, get us a tip. A little bit of intensity on that tip. Oh, come on, Q. Be careful. Take care. Oh, they're pushing out. A little bit of ugly matchup zone. Let it go, Q. Good job, Q. Way to get back. You're gonna have to be careful with the. Oh, good look. Good look. Gonna have to be careful with it. They're going matchup zone, y'all. They're going matchup zone. Oh, and they're gonna force 3-pointers the whole time. Ooh. Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul. Good job, David. Way to go in a little quicker. Millen and Dre, will check her today. Yeah. That's a good job. Way to get that in the middle, y'all. They did a good job of figuring that out to get a good shot. That's a good opening 2 possessions. I'm okay with that. Millen and Dre will check her. Yeah, I'm sure of that. Okay, I ain't see him on the first one. Don't do that to me, y'all. Good job, Dre. Get your hands. Watch your hands, Dre. Good job, Jalen. Good hands. Mirror the ball. Mirror the ball. Good job. Get out there. Oh, good job. Oh, get on the floor. Q. Good job. See? You're going to give them that, y'all. Long night. You're going to give them that one. It's going to be a long night. What am I supposed to do with it? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Look, what am I supposed to do with that? Look, what am I supposed to do with that? He pushed him in and then faded away. What do you do with that if you're Jalen Withers? Okay, they're going matchup zone. Right. Get that alley-oop ready. Get that alley. Get that alley-oop ready. He bumped him too. Good job. Stab at it. Good job. Get around it. Good job. Good job, David. Oh, be there. Good job, Dre. Way to be aggressive with it. Don't wait for it. Good job, fellas. Somebody get in that middle. Yeah, let it go, Q. Don't let him punk you early, Jalen. Good job, Q. Good job. He's a real energy guy. Looks like Q brought the full angry energy early. We don't let that. Is that Jalen Withers getting blown around again?
There we go. You can actually see the TV now.
I was going to say, yeah. I was thinking about doing it. I was just caught up in it again. Good job. Oh, that's a foul. That's a good job, ref. You fouled him. Good job. Thank you for attacking today, DeAndre. Come on, Jalen. But that first foul makes you act like that. He didn't want to foul. Yes, Jay. Ooh, you got him off his feet. Ooh, bang, bang. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. This is going to be a long game. Ooh.
I love Shulman and Billis.
Yes, way to be there. Y'all. Good job, Teddy. Way to showboat on it. Look, I'm gonna call I'm just angry at him. I'm gonna just be picking at him the whole game. Right, Robbie Carly. Doing exactly what he needs to do. Okay, get him in the middle. They're trying to take. Oh, Ralph, you can't bump him that far out. Ooh. Ooh. DeAndre Davis needed a reset, Jack. Your boy baby told you. Good job, Q. Good job, y'all. Way to double down. If he hits that, that's a good shot. Go over the back, ref. Ooh, good job. Good job. Oh, good job. Good job, Teddy. Way to call it straight. Yeah, but he had to rebound clean. Like Quinn, that's a good look, man.
You gotta hit that.
Yeah, you gotta hit it though. I agree. So David ends up getting 2 fouls early. Or drawing 2 fouls early. Let's go, Bradley. I see you. Oh, that's dangerous. Take care of the ball, y'all. It's dangerous passes. Yeah, they're trying to keep guards out there. We got to get somebody that can catch the lob back there, though.
Yeah, they want to force jumpers.
That's a good play. That's a good play. Take a little something off of it. That's a good play, y'all. Good opening segment. Okay, well, y'all leave my man alone about the slow starts now. Leave him alone. First 5 minutes, good start. Florida busted up Georgia, but only by 10.
Hey, Tom Crean did his job this week already.
Damn right about that. You are absolutely right about that. Good start, y'all. Got some good looks. I like that play. Q didn't know that was coming to him, though. Both of them were right beside each other. A little confusing. But good play. You got to attack the basket, y'all. You don't attack the basket, you're in for a long night. Especially how Duke decided they're going to try to make you shoot, push the guards out.
So do businesses. So today, they're going hybrid with IBM. A hybrid cloud approach lets them use bots and AI to modernize without rebuilding and bring all their partners and customers together in one place. That's why businesses from retail to banking are going to smarter hybrid, using the tools and expertise. It's just that
I bet they were. Oh, come on, Bradley. Let's go. These long commercials. I don't got time for it. You can tell. Don't give up that look. Don't give up that look, y'all. JJ's already in. Work him off the three. Good job. Way to chase him off. Good job. Good job. Come up with that ball. Come up with that ball. Golly. We just give it up in the paint if somebody gets the ball. Okay. Carly telling me, oh, you got to block out. You got to block out. Then go be an athlete. Oh, God. God, get on the ground. It's not a good play, y'all. Who would have thought this was going to be? Who would have thought this was going to be called tight? Go figure. Tight calls are going to benefit Duke, though, over the course of the game, even though we got a couple early calls. Get low. Get low. Get low. Listen, if y'all are going to call every touch foul like that, listen, this is not going to benefit us in the long run. All these calls are not going to benefit us in the long run. At all. Oh, good. It's a decent start, though. Oh, you should be able to blow around him, though. Good job, Dre. Good job, Dre. Good job, Dre. Good job, Dre. You make him play you all day long. Don't let him just force it to Carlick and David. Ooh. Be careful. Ooh, be careful. Listen, Carlick's going to get a steal really quick. That's a good shot. Listen, if he's going to just raise
Baker's still on that team.
I know. If he's just going to raise up in your face, though, technically you got to pressure him a little bit more because he's not going to dribble, but yeah, be up there. Yeah, those. Oof, you got to be able to get around him. But you got to commit to it. Oh. Okay, see, Coach K is getting rest for his guys, too. That's a good shot, man. That's 2 steps behind the line, David. You got to make him hit it, though. Stop laughing, Carly, with Joey Baker. It's not funny. Charles Midland. Let's go, Charles. You ready to go or what? Come on. Oh, David. Get up, Sam. Don't fall. Look how big Charles looks.
There's your steal. Good pass.
Why are you fading out of bounds? Why are you letting him push you out of bounds like that? Okay. See, he guarded the wrong man again. Did you see that?
Yep.
Josh should have been there quicker than this. Good job. Good job. Good job. Sam, you better not give up that. Sam. That's a bad call, Teddy. I mean, we got the call, but that's a bad call, man. Y'all see what the plan is today. Y'all call everything. It's going to be called the whole game.
So do you feel good or bad that they've already called 5 on Duke?
Oh, terrible. Because
now it's going to even out.
Yeah. Over the course of the game. Yeah, you don't want to get into a free throw contest with Duke.
Nice.
I was going to kill him if he used the glass, though. And that angle is just so perfect for a bank shot. Good job. Good job.
He
looked like Zion on that, don't he?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just like a smaller.
Yeah, right.
4 inches smaller.
Look.
Man.
And why did you even load up? Look at that. You look goofy, Charles. Golly. I wonder what we would look like if he was healthy. Yeah, those fouls add up. Because they're going to get theirs going to the basket, and we're going to get ours on the floor. Right?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Stay strong with the ball.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You got to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, good hands. Stay on the floor. Let's charge. Ooh. Good job, Carly. Good job, y'all. I mean, dude, don't just suck. They took some losses. They don't suck. Jesus, what's wrong with our society? This qualifies as a better start, indeed. I agree.